Oh, I did think, yeah, Pete couldn't make it, but I thought Bill could.
Well,
All right, the stream is now live.
Thanks, Josh. All right, so let me get my agenda up here. So welcome everyone to our regular Police Services Board meeting, Tuesday, April 13th. So we will start with roll call, and it looks like everyone but Pete Barber and Bill Unger are present. Disclosure of interest.
Good.
Seeing none, we'll move on. Confirmation of agenda. Any additions, any issues with what's presented? We're good? Okay, Bobby, can you read that resolution?
Certainly. That the Aylmer Police Services Board approves the April 13th, 2021 agenda as presented.
Okay, and mover. Toby, seconded by Jack. All those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. All right, moving along, adoption of the minutes from March 9th. Has everyone had a chance to review, and is everything okay with them? I didn't see any issues with that. Bobby, do you have a resolution for that?
Yes. That the Aylmer Police Services Board adopts the March 9th, 2021 minutes as written.
Okay, and mover? Jack, seconder. Toby, any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? All right, and that's carried. Thank you. There are no delegations this evening, so move on to unfinished business. First item is the Police Services Board policies. Nothing at this time. So moving on to B is the Aylmer Police 2020 Annual Report. And Bobby, did you have a resolution for that? Are we going to do that now?
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, there is a resolution provided board members are okay with what has been presented in the agenda.
Okay, all right. Do we want to wait then for that? Or we're okay to do that now? I don't think it's sorry.
Sorry, Madam Chair, I can read that resolution currently if you like.
Okay, it is in the report, or it is in the agenda, and everyone's had a chance to have a look at that, and we're good. All right, sorry, I think I cut you off, Bobby.
That's okay. That the Aylmer Police Services Board approves the 2020 annual report as presented on April 13th, 2021, and further that this document be forwarded to Town Council.
Okay, and mover Toby, second by Jack. Any questions or concerns with that? Nope, we're good? All right, all in favor? Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. And that is carried. All right, moving along to new business. There's none, so we will move into reports. So just give me a second and I will share my screen. Okay, so let me get up here. Sorry. Okay, yeah, forgot. Okay, so we will start, Chief, I guess you can go ahead with the trial balance summary, police budget, PSB budget, and so on.
Yeah, through Madam Chair, I want to bring your attention to the trial balance down at the bottom. There's absolutely no concerns that I have with the budget as presented year to date. We're sitting actually at 17% in comparison to last year, same time frame when we were at 21%. So right now we're operating at 4% below last year and certainly well below the projected targets for the first 3 months of the year. Unless anybody has any specific questions on any of the items identified in the trial balance, I'll move on to the police budget. Hearing none, same thing for on the police side. The police and the PSB is combined in the trial balance, and certainly I have no concerns with the operational or administrative costs related to the budget. We're sitting at 17%, and that is well within what our targets are. The Police Services Board is sitting at 31%. Again, no concerns there with any of the items on the list. Any concerns or questions related to either PSB, police, or balance?
No, just give me just a second here. Unless someone else can let, I think Pete's waiting, or sorry, Bill's waiting in the lobby. Can somebody let him in, please? Then I don't have to flip my screen.
I'm in.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bill. Thanks to
Sorry
everyone.
I'm late.
That's okay. That's all right. So, sorry, there's the PSB budget, and that's where you finished off, Chief.
Yeah, so moving on to the crime reports, crime prevention side of the house, 1 Crime Stoppers tip, 3 for the year. Domestic violence high-risk meetings, I attended 1 in March for a total of 3. We had 1 community event for a total of 4. Again, we're really restricted as far as any attendance at community events. First of all, they're pretty much all canceled, and secondly, we're restricting the officers from any engagement in community events. Hence, you'll see a significant reduction from last year to this year in terms of that side of the house. Community patrol, foot patrol hours, we had 52 incidents created. 50 hours of foot patrols have been completed for a total of 113.75 in comparison to last year when we were sitting at 65.5. So the officers are out on foot patrols and checking for in the evenings, especially. We did have a number of insecure premises that the officers have found while on foot patrol, which is again good PR and crime prevention strategy. When we notify the owners and tell them that their business is unlocked, they certainly appreciate that and certainly prevents any kind of crime from taking place. Park patrols, we had 5 for a total of 18 for the year. We are getting into the season now where we're going to try to utilize bike as much as possible. Certainly hoping to get more hours than last year, and we'll focus on that. Criminal charges for the month of March, we had 3 adults and 2 youth charged for a total of 16 adults and 2 youth year to date. 6 criminal code charges were laid in the month of March. No incidents of drugs reported for the month of March, and looking at 911 and assistance calls, we had 23 calls for service for assistance, 15 hang-ups, and that leaves us with 39 hang-ups for the year, which is relatively the same as to what we've had last year. So not much of a change there. Nothing to report in the area of sexual assaults. Violent crime rates, we had 2 incidents. Both have been solved. Right now, we're tracking at 88.9% clearance rates, which is good. Property crime, we had social media. We had 13,571 hits on posts that we put on. Total for the year is 120 hits with 13 posts. Again, good way to message out information to the citizens and certainly keep them updated on events that we're engaged in. With respect to property crime, we had 9 incidents, 0 have been cleared. However, total for the year, 29 incidents, 6 have been cleared for a 20.7% clearance rate. You'll see a significant reduction in property crime over last year. Again, most of that has to do with the fact that we had numerous vehicle entries in 2020, specifically in January. So that's basically where the discrepancy is between the two. We're more than half this year, half less this year than we were last year. So that's good. School visits and calls, nothing significant to report there. The 2 officers are starting to deliver VIP program, and that's been well received. We're doing some virtually. One particular school has agreed to do it in class, so we're trying to kind of do a combination there, but certainly we are moving on with the program and making sure that the students continue to receive that valuable teaching from the officers regarding many crime, youth issues, and crime prevention as well. Trouble with youth, we had 2 calls, and both of those were related to the fact that 2 youths have been charged, or certainly one has been charged and the other one has been dealt by way of diversion. Situation hub meetings, I attended 4 for the month of March. For a total of 12 this year. All unsolved follow-up calls, the officers engaged in 50 follow-up calls for the month of March for a total of 216 for the year. Provincial offenses, officers really did a good job in terms of traffic charges this month. 109 traffic charges, which is the highest so far this year, 1 liquor and 15 other, for a total of 235 traffic charges, 5 liquor and 74 other, which is on par to what we had last year. Ride checks, again, very good numbers there as well. We had 25 ride checks, 1,745 vehicle stops, 25 Highway Traffic Act warnings have been issued. 1 charge of stunt driving has been issued. And if you look at that number to the right, we've done 21 roadside tests on those that we've stopped, and some of those checks also I want to just bring you up to speed as far as the cooperative efforts that we engaged with the OPP Elgin County. I did note that there were a few ride checks that were done together with the OPP, so that's a good news story, looking at that relationship and certainly having their officers engage with our officers to do the ride checks. Impaired driving, we had no impaired drivers for the month of March. Nothing to report as far as the use of force. Again, we processed 3 offenders, 0 females, 3 males, 2 youth, and all 5 have been released. In-service training, we had no in-service training, 2 courses officers attended in the month of March, for a total of 64 hours, and year to date we're at 244 hours. Again, the budget I already talked about. It's a good news story. We're tracking at 4% less up to the end of March than we were in 2020. A total number of calls, 209 incidents for the month of March. 7 included traffic enforcement, 5 mental health, 6 collisions, 2 domestics, and 4 OPP assists. Just to bring you up to speed on the mental health, the worker that's attached to the officers when she is in town has been working very well. So far, we have realized some very positive interaction between her and and those that are suffering from mental health, and certainly the follow-up calls are there as well. So all around, it's an excellent program, and certainly something that we were looking forward to implementing. And now that it's here, it certainly is a valuable tool for us and for the officers to be able to access. Platoon A and B, one member investigated an assault causing bodily harm involving 2 youths at an elementary school. Both platoons A and B, excellent enforcement for the month of March, and as well as ride checks, and same thing for platoon C and D. Criminal harassment was investigated involving a son and a mother, and that resulted in a charge as well. And Constable Sabol and Shaw are both conducting virtual VIP program delivery, as I mentioned, in elementary schools. Administratively, Nick and I have been busy with annual report completion. Grant funding annual report for RIDE and local funding stream has been submitted to the ministry as per requirements. So that's all completed, and we're just in the middle of completing the provincial funding stream report back to the government. From the crime perspective, looking at the charts for violent crime, no concerns whatsoever so far year to date. Property crime, same thing, much lower than last year at this time. Drug crime, no issues there. Domestic disputes, again, no issues, and we do have an officer who's engaged in reviewing all our domestic, be it resulting in criminal charge or verbal only, and just to make sure that the checks and balances are in place to address those issues. Motor vehicle collisions, again, no significant issues there. 9/11, we're on par with last year. Foot patrol hours, excellent effort so far by the officers in that category. Mental health calls for service, I already talked about with that resource available to us. For me, is there any questions on the crime side of the house at all?
Any questions, concerns?
I have one question for the chief, if I may, Madam Chair. Through you, Chief, the foot patrol, certainly one of the great objectives of police is to have visibility in the community, and certainly foot patrol is one of the great ways of doing that. I think, does the foot patrol happen mainly during the day, mainly during the evening? What's the percentage daytime, nighttime? You can see certainly the great value during the night, but there's not many people out there. I'm just wondering how much of the foot patrol takes place during the day.
I would have to take a look at the actual events by the shift that the officers worked to be able to give you an accurate number. I know that they are engaged. We're perhaps not going into the businesses as much as we normally would just because of COVID. But I know the officers are out there and doing their part in terms of that visibility. And again, having to engage the citizens on the street, again, we're kind of in the times right now where we're trying to limit that contact. In fact, I suspended ride checks for the month of April because of the current lockdowns, just because I don't want to have the officers exposed unnecessarily to potential COVID issues. So they're doing a lot of this stuff at nighttime when businesses are closed. Like I said, they're walking the beat, they're checking the doors. And for now, that's basically the only thing that we can do given the current circumstances.
Right, yeah, thank you. It's quite understandable because of COVID that certainly daytime on contact would be minimized from what it might have been before. I have another question, if I may, Madam Chair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, through you, the mental health person, professional, I'm not sure what she's officially called. She's 1 day a week, I understand. Does she patrol full time with police, or is she in the station and there's kind of a call for a mental health person and then she goes out for them? How does that actually work?
So what happens is if she's on a follow-ups, so throughout the week we'll have a certain number of follow-ups. And just to kind of give you an idea that although she's assigned to Aylmer Police on a Wednesday, that doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have access to her. We simply call, let's say if we had a call regarding a mental health issue on a Monday, we would simply contact the Elgin County OPP, have one of their officers bring her to Aylmer, and then they would attend a call with the officer. So that resource is available to us Monday to Friday. It's just physically she reports to us on Wednesday. And so she does spend time in the office, but she also goes on patrols with the officers as well to develop that relationship, to get to know her and for her to get to know the officers and have that good relationship between the two. So there's that comfort level when they are on a call, they sort of have that understanding, and they both understand and kind of know what the officer is all about, and the officer certainly knows what she's all about and what her expertise is.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to my monthly meetings. It's been a pretty busy month for me as far as the meetings are concerned. Situation table, 4 of them, Southwest Public Health teleconference, 11th of March. 11th and the 23rd, I was on a teleconference for Zone 6 OSCP. 12th of March, Fanshawe College teleconference and meeting. This is a semi-annual meeting that we engaged with to continue on with that relationship with the Fanshawe College. And we do take the students. Pre-COVID, we accepted students as part of their program to go on ride-alongs with our officers, so they have some experience in terms of what policing is all about. So that's worked out very well for us. We certainly meet or do a teleconference with the college just to kind of bring us up to speed as far as what's relevant in their environment in terms of the Police Foundations program. So it's very good. I attended parents' retirement function, conducted an experienced officer interview, teleconference with the OPC on the update as far as the college is concerned. PSB meeting, obviously. Mobile crisis team teleconference to get that up and running. We had 4 for the month of March. We had emergency management team teleconference as well, and discussions around the issues of COVID and current lockdowns. And then on 8th of March, Nick and I interviewed an auxiliary for a constable position. So that was my month in terms of meetings. Again, no issues with the budget. Annual report and 3-year planning cycle has been completed. We're on target in all areas. No issues with crime or operational trends. And from the other direct operating expenses, we're on target in comparison to last year, so there's no concerns there. And that is my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Do any of the board members have any questions or concerns with this? I can't see anyone, so because I'm sharing, so I'll take that as a no. Bobby, do you have the resolution for reports number 8?
Yes, that the Aylmer Police Services Board adopts report items A to G of the April 13th, 2021 agenda.
All right. And could I get someone to move that?
Moved by Bill.
And seconded. I can't see hands. Jack? Okay. Toby? Okay. And all in favor? Aye.
Okay, yes.
Aye.
Okay. And opposed? Seeing none, and that's carried. Thank you. Oh, I guess I didn't say all in favor, did I? And that's carried.
Okay, so we will move on to incoming correspondence. There's only 2 items on here. It's the OAPSB zone minute meetings. I did not make that this time, unfortunately. I will definitely be in attendance at the next one, and everyone is has the ability to go to those, so it's just a matter of just clicking on the site and knowing which the link that's sent out. And then the next item is the OAPSB Spring Conference and AGM. And I think that is it, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, there it is right there. All right, and this was actually mentioned before, so it's May 26th to the 28th, and again, it's virtual this year, a little different than what we're used to. So, okay. Any questions or concerns with the incoming correspondence? Anything anyone wants to speak to? All right.
Through you, Madam Chair, I just want to bring the board up to speed as far as the college is concerned. They will be running the class in May, and we do have a recruit who is attending. All the background check has been very favorable, so he's ready to rock and roll to go to college, and we're looking forward to having him complete and join us sometime in August.
Okay, great. Bobby, do you have the resolution for incoming, please?
That the Aylmer Police Services Board adopts the correspondence items A and B of the April 13th, 2021 agenda with any actions to be taken as noted.
Okay, and someone to move?
So move, Bill.
Second, Jack.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And that's carried. Thank you. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is our closed session. There isn't a closed session tonight. Next meeting date is May 11th, which is our regular meeting day at 5:30. And our next item on the agenda is adjournment.
That the Aylmer Police Services Board does now adjourn at 6:00 p.m.
Okay, and a mover, Jack?
So moved.
Seconder?
I'll second.
Okay, Toby, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that's carried. Thank you very much. Meeting adjourned.
Have a good night, guys. Take care.
Good night.
Yeah. Good
Thanks.
night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sherry, give me a call.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
Whenever you're able to.
Like 5 days from now then.